The other thing that I have spoken about countless times, but I'm repeating it again because people are picking and choosing what they hear and then writing and publishing things to twist the truth to suit them, is in relation to storage requirements. Now, this is, of course, something that we have been looking at from the start. It is in the letter of opinion. I did put that in the brief to the KC. It hasn't been something that we've missed because we've had quite a few discussions about it. I have a whole file of emails from people about this issue with photos of their safes, the costs of complying and upgrading, all of those things. I have been collecting that evidence and information the whole time, keeping in mind that storage is something that we might challenge. Not sure if that will be through this campaign because of the funding and resources. We cannot challenge everything with what we have at this point in time. But storage is something that definitely the KC said could be challenged. This is directly from the letter of opinion as proof, so you can see it for your own eyes what he said. His reading of it is that it might be the case it's excessive, unreasonable, or disproportionate and prohibitive, not only in terms of price but also availability. This was part of the feedback I've received. Excuse me. And speaking to gun dealers in WA, they simply do not have the stock on hand. And I know WAPOL have said, as long as you have proof of purchase, we won't prosecute you because we know that you're going to comply when the market catches up to our laws. What a world we are living in. Well, the storage requirements mustn't be that pressing if you're letting us have some grace in keeping what we currently have, but such is the logic of government. So this was something we did definitely look at as part of this whole campaign. For those who haven't seen this beautiful, beautiful chart, this is the level of control they are going to in WA in terms of how you can store your firearms. Very different here in America. They do not have mandatory storage requirements here. There are educational campaigns, and of course, it's it's a given to store your firearms safely, especially if you have children, that kind of thing. But I'm also living in a state where castle doctrine is legal. So if you choose to sleep with a M4 next to your bed with a 40 round mag loaded and the safety off, that is legal here. That is your choice. But in WA, this is the new laws regarding storage requirements here. And the big one I'll point out, because I'm a pistol shooter, so I'm a bit biased, is if you own more than 2 handguns now, you need a level 2 required storage. So, and even looking at this, so if you're writing laws that people need to comply with, you're not making it very bloody easy. I mean, checking it, how much thickness does it have to be? That's what we're talking about now. The level of thickness your steel safe door has to be. Has to be. So when WAPO come out and inspect it, they get out their little tape measure and make sure, and oh no, you're 1 mil short, bam, gun's gone. I'm being a bit facetious now, but it's just insanity. It is insanity. So, of course, there is advice about how to challenge storage. If you are in a position and you want to challenge that right now as a person and get compensation back or try and get things changed, you are welcome to go to the lawyers. This advice is now there. This is through Carter Dickens lawyers. Ben Dickens has been acting for me, cannot recommend him enough. And Jason McLaurin, SC, I've had the pleasure of working with, and I'm so glad and so grateful that we got him on board for this. He has just been delivered more than I could have expected. It did take longer, but that's no fault of his. I mean, what he's been looking at, it's been a lot to get your head around. So there is advice on how to challenge this. Now, I know there's a conversation going around about some kind of Australian standard practice in relation to safes. I look forward to seeing the legal challenge on those grounds. That's not something that's mentioned in my advice. We have a different way of challenging it on different grounds, as I showed before. But I look forward to seeing the result of that particular challenge on those grounds because that's what we have to do. And if that's the advice that someone else has received, please go for it. Cannot wait to see a result if that's the advice you think is going to work. Let's go. Please. Now, so all of this legal action campaign that I've been running since January, of course, I started this fight back in March 2022 when I ran for office against the gun laws. And I've been in this community and this fight. I grew up as a shooter and hunter. So this has been very much a part of who I am for a long time now. This whole legal action campaign that has been funded by the people for the people is now getting to the point where we have so much we can do. We have so much we can challenge. There is still a lot of work to do. And I'm every day, this is what I have been working on here in the USA. So when I saw this come up in the news here, lawsuit filed. Leading Second Amendment groups file lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the National Firearms Act. And you see there's 4 organizations on there. FPC is probably my favorite. I think GOA as well are involved. Of course, the NRA too. Second Amendment Foundation, they're good blokes as well. So this is what they're doing here in America. National Firearms Act. We're getting together, pooling our resources, fundraising together, putting our collective minds from all the organizations that all have their own team of lawyers, all have their own team of media experts, all have their own team of people working on this, have gotten together and said, we're going to fight back and we're going to join together and file a lawsuit against the NFA, which is the United States National Firearms Laws, not to be confused with the NFA in Australia, which is the National Firearms Agreement. It is not an act, therefore it is not law, it is not legally binding. The states and territories write the gun laws in Australia. So they've gotten together here and said, we're challenging this. We are bringing on a lawsuit. 4 big organisations. In WA, one person, an individual, not supported by any organisation, not supported by any business, has launched legal action on behalf of the people by myself. And it would not be at this point where we finally have the information, when we know we can fight back, when we have the highest level of advice from a King's Counsel, competent, courageous lawyers working on this, the support of the people, the information and evidence that you have given me and you have trusted with me that has been used as part of all of this to build this together. I just want to share this with people back home in Australia because it is obscene and absurd to me that in 2025, no shooting organisation in Australia is doing things like this that they're doing here in the USA. Good luck trying to get the shooting organisations to put all their names on one banner and work together on anything in Australia. That is not the culture. And it's the culture of the shooting organisations, which is why I've had to go it alone for as long as I have and still put up with all the bullshit that gets said about me. That who are the ones who start saying it? Where did all of this come from? This is the culture of the shooting organisations in Australia, despite the fact that there is an appetite from the people. The people want you to go to court. The people want you to get the official advice written from a KC or a senior lawyer, not your mate that was a lawyer 10 years ago. Oh, what do you think of the, oh, no, not worth challenging. Okay, we've got the legal advice. Tell the people. No, you do it properly. You do it professionally. You do it with competent people you can trust, with courageous people as well. and you get to work. This is why I've not had the time nor the patience nor the energy to even turn my mind to trying to defend myself from the amount of vile that has been spewed about me. I do not have the time. I've got work to do. The work that you didn't want to do, the work that I asked you for help with, and now you're just, you know, still putting me down. Get your acts together, shooting organisations in Australia, because there is a lot of work that needs to be done, and there are a lot of legal avenues that we can pursue. And look, with my pot of money, a lot of this has already been spent getting all of this bloody information, getting the advice, working with the people, talking to the people, filing all the evidence in preparation for this. It has been a mammoth effort with 3 people, myself, Ben, and Jason, doing this, with, of course, the assistance from trusted people that I can talk to about this, of which there is very few, because I have not had the luxury of being able to trust anyone in the shooting organizations or shooting community because of how I've been treated personally and professionally. There are multiple lawsuits we can file today if we had the resources, the time, the money, like the groups here do. We are just not in that position in Australia. And the position it has put me in as well, personally and professionally, risking my visa over here because of the lies spread about me and how I've been portrayed. It has been a huge risk, and I'm still paying for it. But I have a lot of work to do, and we have a lot of work to do. And thank you to everyone who has supported me as well, because I would not still be here today. I can tell you that, if it wasn't for you. Now, I will end. I'll just throw this one in here as well. That's where I'm at now with the shooting organisations in Australia.